grade 8s. Welcome to today's class. So sorry that we're a bit late. Our poor host has been struggling for quite some time now to get me into the class. So yeah, thank you for getting it in time and everything, Emmanuel. I know that it's difficult with all the load shedding and stuff going on. So thank you for all your trouble. On that note, let's then start with the lesson. So we are still busy with the poem that we did yesterday, which is the laaste renoster. Let me just see who's here. Where's Lesedi? Yeah, there's Lesedi. Lesedi had a bit of a hard time with this poem yesterday, like me as well, because it was so sad. So I decided before we go back to the questions, I'm just going to read it to you again and recap, and then we can start. Die laaste renoster. Die laatmiddag ruik na kettingsaag en kruit. 'n Meerkat verspreider loer versigtig uit sy gat. Hulle is weg. Sonbesies hou 'n minuut van stilte vir die ontwapende kolos. Stof en sonlig sif stadig op die nuttelose panster neer. Soos rooikruisvliegtuie sirkel aasvoëls bo die veldslagtoneel en deur die ryp grashalms sidder Afrika se moedeloosig. Right. Tell me quickly, guys, can you hear me now? As I said, I know there is a few stuff that's going on now with the connections. Can you just quickly tell me? Can you hear me? Hello? Guys, can you hear me? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, great. So I know I'm repeating myself again, but we had a few connection problems. I thank our host for getting us in. He did let us know about a bit early that he's struggling, so it's nobody's fault. It's just purely technology then. All right, so let's go on. I'm reading it to you again. Die laaste renoster, die laatmiddag ruik na kettingsaag en kruit. 'n Meerkat verspierder loer versigtig uit sy gat. Hulle is weg. Sonbesies hou 'n minuut van stilte vir die ontwapende kolos. Stof en sonlig sif stadig op die nuttelose panster neer. Soos rooikruisvliegtuie sirkel aasvoëls bo die veldslagtoneel en deur die ryp grashalms sidder Afrika se moedelose sig. Guys, just to recap, this very sad poem is about the death of the rhino, and in this regard, the last rhino. Terrible, terribly sad. And yesterday, I had a few lumps in my throat. So we discussed the entire poem. I just want to quickly know, is there any one of you that wants me to go through the poem again? All the discussions, just let me know, so that we can start the questions again. So is there anyone that wants me to go through everything again? Yes, ma'am, please. No problem. I'll go back. So it's a short poem, guys, so it's not going to take us long to go through the entire poem again. If you got lost somewhere yesterday, this is now your chance to catch up, take some pictures. So guys, the title of the story, the laaste renoster, then refers to the last rhino that's maybe left on earth and how it was killed, which is very, very sad. Guys, I see there's a lot chatting going on in the chat box. Please concentrate, and because in your assessment, and I will give you information on that now, this poem will definitely be in there. Okay, so die laatmiddag ruik. So here it is actually it's late afternoon and it smells like they smell something. Now die refers to quickly just there, die is 'n bepaalde lidwoord, so it refers to a specific late afternoon and it smells, the afternoon smells. So it's actually a personification there that verwys na die tyd van die dag. And then we are referring here to a type of sense, one of our senses. You know that we've got hearings and touching, smelling. So the very first line there is using the first sense, which is ruik. Na kettingsaag en kruit. So this refers to Ketang and kruit, those two words, they refers to the very violent way that the rhino has just died. It's an unnatural death, and it's where the hunters are busy killing a rhino for its horn. So the ketang there refers to the fact that they actually use a chainsaw to cut off the horn, and the kruit there refers to the gunpowder that they used to shoot the rhino first. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Okay, then the next lines, which is strofe 2, stanza 2, lines 3 to 5. 'n meerkat verspieder, loer versigtig uit sy gat, hulle is weg. 'n meerkat verspieder, that word is a samestelling because they use the word meerkat and verspieder. And verspieder means to spy. It's like a spioen of geheime, and they combine those two words to make this word, meerkat verspieder, which refers to the meerkat being a spy because he's alluring versigtig uit die gat. So he's looking out of the hole that he's living in, and looking where the hunters are. Are they still there? What are they doing? So this is a metaphor because the meerkat is being compared to a spy. Then look here, loer versigtig uit sy gat. That loer, again here, we are referring to a sense, one of our senses, and that is the looking sense. Nee, hulle verwys na jagters. That hulle is referring to the hunters. And then look here, the punctuation. There is a double punt there at the end of that sentence. And this is telling us that in the very next line there will be a explanation. And what's the explanation? So he's this, imagine in your mind now there's this meerkat, he's looking out of his hole, and then the explanation would be hulle is weg. He's telling we are realizing, this meerkat is realizing that the hunters are gone. And listen to this sentence. Die diere moet in hulle passoppens wees vir die hulle mense. Maar nou is hulle weg. Dis nou veilig om in die veld ingaan. When we say somebody's in their passoppens, it means that they are very careful. So this animals in the around this area is now very careful because they don't know whether the hunters are still there. And when they it's confirmed that the hunters are gone, then they say, okay, now we'll get out of our holes and we can climb out of the trees and we'll be getting out of our places that kept us safe. Then I want you to have a look. This is what we call gebroke rhyme. Nothing rhymes here. And when we have a stanza that consists out of 3 lines, in Afrikaans we call it a tersine. I'm referring back to what I said yesterday. I got all of this information from Miss Cordelia Mentor, which is a Beaconhurst Hoërskool in West London's teacher. And she made this very, very good interpretation of this beautiful poem. All right, so let's go on. Then we go to line number 6. Sonbesies hou 'n minuut van stilte. When we have a moment of silence, we pay respect to something or someone that passed away. And the sonbesies, I don't know if you've ever heard, I said this to you guys yesterday. When it's very hot, you sometimes hear that it's a sound, a bug that makes a long screaming sound. Now that is what we call a sonbesie. And the name is ironic because sonbesies, we think that they enjoy the sun, but actually a sonbesie lives under the ground. So that's why they say it is ironic. And this is personification because now it's saying that the sonbesie is having a moment of silence because somebody important died, and that symbolizes respect. It's ironic because now the animals are paying respect to doing a human-like thing, paying respect to the animal, whereas it's actually in this regard the human that didn't have respect for the animal. So actually the human is supposed to have respect for this animal, and they didn't. They killed this animal in its own habitat. Number 7, line 7. Vir die onwapende kolos. Now, kolos refers to something that is very big. Die renoster se horing is afgesny, ontwapen. Wanneer ek ontwapen is, when I'm ontwapened, it means I don't have a weapon with me. So, hy gebruik sy horing om homself mee te beskerm. This poor animal, the only defense that a rhino has actually, apart from its big body, is his horn. So if that is taken away, this poor animal can't really defend himself. And because remember he's a big animal, but he needs that extra something. And so guys, this poor animal was robbed of the only thing that really protected him. And actually, they're saying here a very sad thing. This line implies that a groot dier is verkleineerd deur 'n mens. A very big animal has been belittled by a human being. Dis swak gemaak deur die mens. This animal was made weak by the people. And it's made, dis kwesbaar gemaak deur die mens. So this is actually, this is sort of embarrassing for a human being, and to actually think that they would go that low to kill a poor animal. So guys, again, my heart is sinking in my shoes, because this is a reality in our country. Well, not country, I think the world. Reël 8, stof en sonlig sif stadig. All that S sounds there that you see is alliterasie. So, stof, Bybelse verwysing. So in the Bible, it stands that when we all die, we all return to dust on the earth. So this is intertextualism, intertextualisasie, because within this text, which is the poem, it is there's referred to another text, and that is the Bible. And then declared hy op dood. So it's stof en sonlig sif stadig. If you think of sunlight, the sun is setting. And then there's colors. Now, in this regard, it's coming dark, and darkness is the color of death, as we know. So we are getting the picture here that as the sun sets and as it's turning dark, this poor animal died. So when the time the sun set, the rhino was dead. Line number 9, op die nuttelose panster neer. Now, panster refers to armor. Now, if we look at a rhino's skin, we'll see it's very thick. A rhino's skin is very thick, and it is very hard. And in difficult times, or when in attacks, actually, the skin of the rhino is actually like his armor. It's protecting him. But what happened here is, before they actually killed the rhino, they shot him. So they shot him with guns, and that's why they spoke about gunpowder. So he was probably he probably also died due to that. I'm just thinking of this poor animal, the type of stress that he went through. Not only was he shot, he was attacked, and then he was been robbed of his horn. So hy is dood moontlik omdat sy panster nutteloos, useless was om hom te beskerm teen die koels. So this poor animal is actually, and it's sad to say, but he was useless against the hands of human beings. Reël 10. Soos rooi kruis vliegtuie circle aasvoëls. Now guys, I don't know how many of you have actually watched war movies and stuff before, but when you see a plane and it's got a red cross on it, then you know that there's helps on the way. That is like the medic plane or the medic helicopter or so. So what this line is referring to, soos rooi kruis vliegtuie circle aasvoëls. When you see the word soos in any poem, then you know it's a comparison. Okay, so they are comparing the vultures, the aasvoëls, with rooi kruis vliegtuie. So they're comparing the vultures with planes that come and save people, with medics. However, a vulture will not save you. The vultures are there to prey on the dead body, or the carcass of an animal. For that reason, this is irony in the poem. So dis ironies, rooi kruis vliegtuie tydens rampe is daar om mense te red. So this is then the part of line 10. Then reël 11, bo die veldslagtoneel. Now here they are playing with words a bit. In Afrikaans kan ons sê daar is 'n slagveld gewees. Now that slagveld refers to a place where people were slaughtered, well, something was slaughtered. People were slaughtered, maybe like a war zone. Nou 'n slagveldtoneel word nou 'n veldslagtoneel. Do you see how they brought the word veld in front of slag there? Om te begin om die woord te beklemtoon. So they're emphasizing here the word felt, the part of the word felt, where this poor animal died. Dit dui die plek aan waar die renoster gesterf het. And this is where the sad part comes in. So the veld is supposed to be the rhino's habitat. It's supposed to be the safe place for the rhino. And yet the only place this poor rhino could have lived and felt safe was the one place that that he felt the most unsafe in his entire life. Dit beklemtoon dat die renoster 'n wrede dood gesterf het. So it's emphasizing the fact that in his natural habitat, the place where he was supposed to feel the safest, in that habitat, this poor animal died. Okay. Then, reël 12, en deur die ryp grashalms. Now guys, when it's very cold in the winter, or even if in summer if it's not so cold, if you walk out early in the morning on the grass, you'll see frost. Now that refers to coldness. So this is a cold thing that happened in nature. Is when this rhino died, it was a very cold thing that happened. But the frost on the grass also symbolizes that after anything bad happens, life goes on. So after this bad thing happened and the rhino became part of the earth, the grass grew again and life went on. And that is what this line is telling us. Okay guys, Suid-Afrika se moedelose sig. That's the last line of the poem. Now when I sidder, it means I'm shivering. Nou die inwoners van Afrika bewe of ril omdat die renoster so sinneloos doodgemaak word. After this terrible event, it's like we're all sitting there and we're shivering because this rhino was killed for no reason at all. Hulle voel moedeloos omdat hulle nie die renosters teen jagters kan beskerm nie. People of Africa feel so sad and because they cannot save the rhinos against the people. Die renoster se woonplek is Afrika, tog sterf hy hier. So it's the same place the poor rhino is living in, he's dying. Die warm continent word 'n koue slagveld. Remember, Africa is seen as a warm country, as a country where it's very hot. We've got lots of deserts and stuff here. However, this very hot country is now, continent is now actually turned into a cold war zone when these rhinos are killed. Okay, then then I just said to you yesterday there, the stanzas of the poem. It's when we have 6 lines, it's called the sestet, and then this poem consists of end rhyme or broken rhyme. And then the stemming, this is an important word I want you to remember. If I ask you what the stemming of a poem is, it means I want to know what the feeling is that the poem is bringing out. And in this case, it's heartache. Thema, die mens is besig om die natuur uit te wis. The theme or the topic of this poem refers to people that is ruining or are ruining our animals and our nature. Then we went on with the questions yesterday up until question number 9. So I would like you now to quickly take a minute and then read through all the questions and answers up until, what's happening here? Okay, up until number 8. Take a moment, read through the questions, and then we'll go on from here. Very important, please. Hakim says here, it's so sad to die a painful death, and imagine the rhino was already suffering. Yeah, guys, this poem, it's actually a terrible poem, but it's a reality that we have to face. So yeah, this poor animal was so distressed, and then he was harmed and attacked, and he suffered to the end. It makes you wonder. How could life ever be fair if we see something like that? But yeah, I don't know. I don't have words to explain this. Natalie says it is what it is. Yeah, yeah. Okay, guys, let's have a look then at question 9. The question 9 says, watter sintuig word in strofe 1 gebruik? Haal 'n woord aan om jou antwoord te motiveer. So guys, if you go back to sentence, to the very first part of the poem, I'm just going back there. I'm sure that you will all understand why I'm doing this. So they're asking us what sense, human sense, are they using here? And if we look there, die laatmiddag ryk. Now, can you remember I asked what is, I was referring to a sense. So the sense that they're using in the first stanza is ryk, it's smelling. So therefore, if we go back to the questions, Zamukule, I hope I'm pronouncing that correct, said here that it's the reuksintuig, and that is correct. We are ruiking. The next one, watter sintuig word in strofe 2 gebruik? So if we look at strofe 2, stanza 2 now, haal 'n woord aan om jou antwoord te motiveer. So guys, you've got the poem, you took pictures yesterday. Please have a look at stanza 2. What is the sense that they're using there? So they smelled in the first one, and then at the second stanza, what are they doing? Are they seeing? Are they hearing? What are they doing? What sense are being used or referred to there? Guys, come on, try. You had the notes on everything yesterday. Let me go back for you guys. If we look at number 2, look there. Ach, tochie, Melissa. 'n meerkat loer versigtig uit sy gat. So guys, the sig, it's with the use the sig sintuig here. So in this regard, in that the question to number 10 or the answer to number 10 would then be, he is luring, so he's looking. All right, number 11. Kies die there I gave you the answer. Kies die korrekte antwoord. Strofe 2 bestaan uit 3 reëls. If I have a stanza and it consists of 3 lines, then it means it's a tersine in Afrikaans. Please, guys, remember this. A 3-lined stanza is a tersine. A 4-line stanza is a quatrain. A 6-line stanza is a sestet. Very easy to remember. And then I'm going to give you this line here. Sonbesies hou 'n minuut van stilte. What type of beeldspraak is this? What's happening here? I'm sorry for the typo there. Guys, I type like a machine, so sometimes this will happen. So let's quickly, let's think. What rhetorical element is sonbesies hou 'n minuut van stilte? Is it alliteration? Is it assonant? Is it a metaphor? Is it personification? Is it a simile? What would it be? Sonbesies hou 'n minuut van stilte. I gave you the example of that little bug, but it's very hot. It makes a noise. And I said that bug has now a moment of silence for this poor rhino. Now, what is that rhetorical element? Is dit alliterasie? Is dit assonansie? Is dit 'n metafoor, personifikasie, vergelyking? Wat sal dit wees? Grade 8s, are you here today? I'm now worried. Let's see who's here. I'm going to choose somebody. Hakim, what do you think that is? Is that sonbesies hou 'n minuut van stilte? What do you think that is? Is it a metaphor? Is it personification? Try, guys. Just take a chance. It's really not about being right or wrong. It's about learning something. It's okay, Hakim. Okay, so Simone says it's a metafoor. So guys, sonbesies hou 'n minuut van stilte. Sonbeesies is an animal, and we gave it a human thing that we do. A moment of silence is something that a human does, so then it's personification. Right, thank you, Natalie, for trying. And Helen then said it is personificatie. Let's go to number 13. Man, please don't put the pressure on me. Okay, Hakeem, I will not do that. Sorry, man. Oh, guys, just remember this is supposed to be a very informal class. So if I ask you, please don't take it the wrong way. Okay, number 13. Wat symboliseer die volgende woorde? Hou 'n minuut van stilte. What is that symbolizing? If I say, wat symboliseer hou 'n minuut van stilte? If I say, let's take a moment of silence in remembrance of, what am I insinuating there? What is that a symbol of? Natalie says respect. Absolutely. Number 14. Wat impliseer die woorde hou 'n minuut van stilte? So the symbol is respect, but what does it mean? What does it mean? So the one is symbolized and the one is implying. So it means that somebody important died. Iemand wat ons respekteer of na opsien het gesterf. So guys, in other words, somebody who we had respect for. In this regard, in the poem, we had respect for the rhino, and now he died, and that's why we take a moment of silence. Number 15. Waarom is hierdie woorde ironies? Guys, why is it ironic that the animal had a moment of silence for the animal? Because of respect. If you think of respect, why is this ironic? Natalie, if somebody, no, I wouldn't say that. Remember, people are important for different reasons for people. So for me, I'd always take a moment of respect, whether I've known the person or not, because it's to me the right thing to do, because a human life or an animal life for that matter deserves respect. And that is actually what the next answer is going to be. So why is it ironic? Die mens moet eintlik respek teenoor die diere toon. So the person, the people, our human beings are actually supposed to have respect for the animals, and yet we didn't do, that poachers didn't do a very respectful thing. Number 16. Op watter manier is die renoster ontwapen? Guys, on what way was this rhino his weapon being taken away? On what way was his weapon taken away? And what was his weapon? Op watter manier is die renoster ontwapen? Okay, so we've got an answer there. His horn was cut off. Nee. Okay, good. Number 17. Waarvoor gebruik die renoster sy horing? What does the rhino use his horn for? What way, for what does the rhino use his horn? Protection. Simone says protection. That's correct. So he's protecting, and Natalie said daar baie mooi in Afrikaans om homself te beskerm. And then also to attack prey. Guys, yes, so it's absolutely there to protect him. Number 18, wat impliseer die volgende reën? 'n Reël vir die ontwapende kolos. What does that mean? Vir die ontwapende kolos. Hakim says, I'm a lion and I found out that the rhino died. The lion will summon his lions to have respect for another animal that died. Does that make sense? Yeah, it does. It's very symbolic. Okay, guys, what does it mean when I say vir die ontwapende kolos? Think of it. We had that, we spoke about that earlier. What does that line mean, vir die ontwapende kolos? Okay, guys, and it means that this big animal, because kolos refers to something that is very big, it refers to this big animal that has been made belittled by people. That is, ja, in Afrikaans sê ons hy's broos gemaak. Do you have respect for the meat you eat? No, because it's human nature. Okay, guys, let's focus on the poem as such, please. Nommer 19. Watter beeldspraak kom in die volgende reël na vore? What do we call it when a line's got a lot of consonant sounds? Words with consonant sounds that start the same way. Stof, sonlig, sif, stadig. Or that S sounds. What is that called? Thanks, Lassetti. It's called alliteration. Number 20. Dink jy die renoster se vel kan hom beskerm? Ja of nee, gee rede vir jou antwoord. So in English, guys, do you think the rhino's skin can protect him? Yes or no? And why do you say so? Do you think the rhino skin can protect him? Yes or no? Reason for your answer. Oh my goodness, grade 8. Let's see. It can protect attacks from animals. Okay, so ja, omdat het dik is. So okay guys, so this is your opinion answer. So remember, it can work that way, but the question is actually kon sy vel hom beskerm? In this, and what happened to him? Could his skin actually protect him from human beings? And the answer is no, because his skin actually couldn't help him against gunshots, and it couldn't help him against people who actually harms him that way. Okay, and then in line 10, watter beeldspraak kom in reël 10 voor? Now, I don't have I know, just remember it was the word soos, so then it would be a vergelyking. Nommer 22, watter dinge word in reël 10 met mekaar vergelyk? So remember that was the part about die rooi kruis, because the vultures as being compared to medics. So there it is, die aasvoëls word met rooi kruis vliegtuie vergelyk. And then the last question, and now I want you all to listen to me. Waarom is die stemming van die gedig hartseer? Remember I said stemming is the feeling that we get when we read a poem. Why is this poem so sad then in this regard? And I would like a proper Afrikaans antwoord daarso. Hoekom is die gedig hartseer? Anyone? I think it's actually quite obvious answer, guys. It's very sad because yeah, I didn't put an answer in there because it's your opinion. So I have an answer here, die renoster is dood. Guys, if that was the last rhino ever, then it means not only is the rhino dead, it means a whole species is dead. And it means a part of our nature is gone. So yeah. All right, guys, what also makes this very, very sad is the fact that this poor animal was tortured till death. Okay, but on that sad note, we are done with this poem. Natalie says, mense gee nie om wat hulle omring voordat hulle weg is nie. Ja, that's a very nice explanation. She says that people don't care what is around them until it's gone. And that is so true. That's so true. Sure, that was a very deep interpretation there. Well done, Natalie. Ons verdien nie sulke pragtige diere nie. Oh, yes, guys. It is so. Yeah, you're going to make me cry. All right, guys, listen to me. I did ask, this is now on a very unrelated note here. I did ask one of my mentors how does it work, this assessments, does it count for marks, does it come on report cards, how does it work? And so I didn't get an answer yet, because it's people who's running the school are really trying their best. Remember, it's not only a passion project, but it is a school that they're trying to establish and build, so it takes time. So what I'm trying to say is that we should just have a little bit patience with them. They will get back to me and I will give you an answer as soon as I have it. But if, in my opinion, if it says informal assessment, it doesn't mean that you're probably going to get marks for it on a report card or something. I don't think that this marks will be sent to your school, for instance. So no, don't worry about that. But as soon as I have an answer, I'll get back to you. So please don't worry about this now. It's not, I don't want you to worry about assessments in Afrikaans, especially, guys. Yes, you in school, you must get marks for it and you must pass it and everything. But I'm here to explain stuff to you, to support you. So I will do that. All right. So as far as I can, that is not only what I must do, but it's something I want to do. I'm very passionate about teaching. So don't worry. I don't have the answers yet. So there's no reason to worry if we don't know anything yet. But I'm sure that last time you also did assessment. So I'm sure it will be done in the very same matter. Okay, guys. Now, tomorrow, I want you all in class on time. Tomorrow, we're going to do Stompie. Now, I know that some of you know Stompie already, but it's good to recap because I have asked some Stompie stuff in the test that's coming up. Okay. And then Simone, just to go back to the poem. Daar is mense wat omgee en daar is nie. Wag tot die renosters uitsterf, dan wil hulle omgee. Yeah, that is correct. Okay, guys. I know that this is a very upsetting poem. And I know that some of us are really upset now, even me. And I'm sorry that we are all so sad now. But I can tell you this. It's a reality that we have to face in our continent each day, and it doesn't make it right at all. But yeah, guys, please don't be sad now. It was just for the purpose of the poem and so on. But I know, and I know this, it is a reality. But yeah, I'm so sorry for if this poem really made you so sad. Okay, guys. Quickly, is there any questions with regards to this poem that we did? Anyone that wants to ask something? Just give me an indication. Do all understand? Siri, no questions there. Okay, anyone else? All right, guys. I want you to relax. Sanitize your hands, put on your masks, stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow, and then we do Stompie. Bye-bye, my kiddies. Bye.